Welcome to African Moonlight Folktale by Ozzy. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more interesting stories also. Share this story to someone who might be interested. Let's get into the story. When Juliet jumped out of the tiny bedroom window and landed outside the orphanage home, she was so scared. But she was aware she did not want to stay back inside the evil facility. She could stay anywhere else, but not at the orphanage. She realized that it was not really an orphanage, but an evil business center, which Auntie Cheta uses to make millions of naira. By the time she came out of the orphanage home, the time was already 6 p.m. and night was fast covering the Lagos city. Juliet did not know where to put head. She was just walking along the road, trying to find a place to hide so that Auntie Cheta's security men would not see her and take her back to the orphanage. I'm sure by now they must have realized that I'm missing and they will start looking for me. The wicked security man will be everywhere looking for me right now. If they see me, they will catch me and take me back to the orphanage. I will never allow this to happen. I have to rush and leave this area entirely. It is better for a car to hit me than for me to return to the evil orphanage home, Juliet said in her heart as she continued to walk very fast. By the time Juliet arrived at Ogbalende, the time was around 7 p.m. She was so tired because she had walked the entire distance between Lekki and Ogbalende. Her legs hurt and her body felt weak. She went to sit under the Ogbalende flyover. Let me rest here a little. I wonder if I can find a place to lay my head tonight. At least, let me find a place to sleep tonight. Tomorrow morning, I will start planning my life. No matter how hard it is, I know I'm not going back to the village. I will have to hustle on my own to make it. I will shock Auntie Cheta, Julia said as she sat at one corner under the flyover. As the night wore on, Julia saw that she was not the only person who was homeless in the area. There were a lot of people coming to stay under the flyover. Some of them brought their mats and lay under the flyover and slept off. These ones are lucky to have mats. As for me, I don't even have a mat. I guess I should go and look for old cartons. Maybe someone would dash me some, Julia said. She walked to a nearby provision store and asked the shop owner to help her with some of his old cartons he was not using. The man was gracious enough to give her 2 empty cartons. Juliet tore the cartons and used them as beds that night. There was a lot of cold under the flyover, but she had no option than to endure. Sleeping under the bridge is better than sleeping in that orphanage home. I will never go back there. I would rather spend the rest of my life under this bridge than live in luxury with Auntie Cheta. I believe in myself. I'm going to make it through legitimate hustle instead of selling the fruit of my womb, Julia said to herself as she slept off. Surprisingly to Juliet, she ended up sleeping more peacefully than ever. No one disturbed her under the bridge. There were many people who slept there with her. She was not afraid, and the place was peaceful until daybreak. As soon as Julia saw the first rise of sunlight, She woke up and started thinking of what to do with her life. Juliet saw a lot of young ladies like her as they were hawking water, fruits, or soft drinks. She thought of joining them to hustle for money in the traffic. Should I join them to hawk? They may be making a lot of money from hawking. But if I join them, I will still be able not to go to school. But I will not be going to a regular school. That means I will still have time to hawk. Adult school will still give me some time to do business. I think hawking is the best I can do for now. I could look for a job and become someone else's help. But they will not give me time to go to school because they will be paying me salary. Once I'm receiving salary, I'll be forced to do the job full time. However, if I start my own business here under the bridge, I can use it to feed myself and still have time to go to school. Julia said in her heart as she watched other hawkers rush to make sales under the bridge. After she decided to be a hawker, she approached one of the girls who were hawking water and soft drinks. Good morning. Please, I also want to start hawking. The problem is that I don't have money to use as capital. Can you please show me how I can start? Juliet asked. The hawker paused and looked at Juliet from head to toe. She must have been wondering why Juliet lost so much weight. Yes, you can start without money. It is very easy. I will take you to the place where we take our water and soft drinks. I will tell the madam to give you soft drinks and water. When you finish selling, you will go and pay her and then keep the profit for yourself. That is what we do every day. If you are wise and focused, you will make money, the hawker said. She asked Julia to follow her to the store. When they got there, Juliet was given bottles of soft drinks and packs of water. She poured them into a bowl and carried it on her head. The soft drink and water were chilled, which was exactly what customers look for under the hot sun. Business was good. She sold a lot of soft and water and then went back to the store several times to carry more. Everything seemed smooth and interesting. In the evening, Julia sat down to calculate the amount she made. She was surprised that after paying the madam, she was left with 10,000 as profit. Wow! If I can make this amount every day, that means I will have a lot to save. With focus and diligence, I can save money to go to university, Julia said in her heart. She was so happy. She went to where she slept under the bridge the previous day and laid her curtain and slept off with happiness. Juliet loved the fact that she made money on her first day of hustling in Lagos. On the second day, she decided to double her hustle. She learned new ways of approaching customers and also discovered new places she did not visit the previous day. Instead of concentrating on hawking her water along the road where there is hold up, she decided she was going to move around and sell to people in shops and the market close to the flyover. I discovered that people in shops are always looking for and soft drink to buy. I will be taking it to them instead of always concentrating on the hold up. I will be at the hold up, but not all the time. I'll be hawking inside the market too. People Who will buy from me if I bring the things they need to them? Juliet said. Her decision turned out to be a wise one. As she decided to hustle more on the second day, she sold more water and made more profit. A lot of people inside the market told her to be bringing them water and soft drinks every morning and afternoon. That was how they became her customers. She now has people who do not buy water from anyone else except her. On the second day of her hustle, Juliet made more than 10 trips to the shop where she carried water for sale. The owner of the shop was surprised because of the speed Juliet uses to finish packs of water and soft drinks. She was selling faster than others because she was walking around more than them. While they were stationed at the traffic hold-up, she was entering the inner market and making quick sales. This is a very good strategy. I will keep it as my secret and use it to make more money in this business. I have to be wise to make it in Lagos. If I'm not wise, I will remain a hawker in this city, and that is not my dream. My dream is to transition from hawking into becoming educated as a medical doctor, Juliet said after she closed from market the second day. She was under the flyover, counting the money she made. When she finished counting her money, she realized she made 25,000 naira as profit. This is huge. Wow! There is a lot of money in this business. And the strategy I use also worked for me. If I continue making money daily like this, by the end of this year, I will have enough money to start a bigger business and also to start school. But do I have to wait till the end of the year to start school? There are several stages I have to go through. I will have to look for an adult to prepare me for primary and secondary school examinations. These are the necessary steps I must take first, Julia said that evening. She was so tired. Juliet was afraid of thieves because of the money which was accumulating in her hands. She hid the profit she had made in a purse and put it underneath her clothes. But I have to find a better place of saving money. It will be good for me to open a bank account, Juliet said as she slept off under the bridge that night. The next day, Juliet walked into a bank close to the flyover and opened an account for herself. She deposited 30,000 naira into the account. Every day, I will come here and deposit my profit. This is safer than walking around with money in my purse. I will keep saving in the account until I become a millionaire. It is possible to become a millionaire through hawking of water and soft drinks. I just need to be focused and to discipline myself not to spend anyhow, Julia said after she came out from the bank. On the third day, she continued her hustle and even discovered more hidden places in the market. Every day, Juliet became a better hawker and was doing well in marketing her water and soft drinks. In fact, she decided to add another line of business. She started selling groundnut as well. She packaged the groundnut in smaller quantities and poured it in a transparent bucket which she holds while carrying the bowl of bottled water on her head. She sold the groundnut and made as much profit. One day while walking inside the market, she came across a school. Is this really a school or a church? I can only see adults here, and they are not wearing school uniforms. Is it an adult school? Juliet asked one of her customers who has a shop close to the school. This is an adult school for both men and women who don't have the time to go to regular school. The government established it. They have primary and secondary sections. Many people here attend the school. They take just 1 hour daily to attend classes before going back to their shops or continue hustling. After 1 year, they are prepared to take important exams such as first school leaving certificate and WAEC or NECO. The customer tells Juliet. She was so happy to hear that. Wow! What I'm looking for in Sokoto is right here in Sokoto. I've been thinking of how I can combine school with my business. I didn't know there is a school here. I feel so happy that I came here today, Juliet said to the customer. That same day, Juliet walked into the school and registered herself. She discovered that the school was entirely free. The only thing she paid for was the registration fee. In fact, she was also given writing materials and textbooks. She registered as a primary school student because she has never attended school before. She started class that day. She was so happy. Every night when I close from work, I would take only 1 hour to read my books and do my homework. Julia said that evening when she returned to the flyover. She bought herself a reading lamp and also bought some books for herself. She fell in love with reading and her brain was becoming sharp. I will earn money, become rich in this Lagos, and also become a medical doctor, Julia said that night as she fell asleep under the bridge. 1 year has passed since Julia started hawking soft drinks and bottled water. She walked like a horse and hustled like beast of burden. She knew no one from her family was coming to help her. So she decided to defeat poverty single-handedly. For 1 year, Juliet continued to hustle hard and to save money in her bank account. She was keeping a mental record of the amount of money in her bank account. She now has 2 million in the account. The only thing Juliet does with money is to feed herself, and then she saves the rest. She has continued to sleep under the bridge even though she could afford to rent an apartment but for herself if she wanted it. It is better for me to keep that money and use it for my education. Very soon, I'll be going to the university and I will live in the hostel, Julia said to herself one night when she was sick with heavy malaria. She was hospitalized. Juliet was not surprised. After all, she sleeps outside and mosquito deals with her every night. But I will still not rent a room. Malaria cannot do me anything. I will take the treatment and recover and then continue to hustle. I know that in the future, I will have my own apartment or even my own house. But now is the time to hustle. No time for enjoyment, Julia said to herself. She was told not to go to the market for at least 2 weeks so that she would recover. What happened was that she was hawking one day and she collapsed. Those around had rushed her to a private hospital close to the market. The The level of stress in your body is too much. I mean, I wonder how you are still alive with this level of stress in your body. Only you will go to the market to hawk water and soft drink and then still go to the school every day weekend. How are you able to do this? Your body could not bear the stress anymore, coupled with the high amount of malaria in your body. I want to ask, what are you aiming to achieve that is making you work so hard? A young-looking doctor who is the owner of the hospital tells Juliet that evening when he came to the ward to check on her. Juliet has seen how the doctor looks at her and she has concluded that the man might like her. I want to be a medical doctor. I'm working hard to save up money for that purpose. That is why I'm also attending the adult school. I have no option but to work hard. No one is coming to help me. But thanks to God, the suffering will soon be over, Juliet said to the handsome doctor. I like your determination, but have you taken the examinations? Like WAEC and JAMB? The young doctor asked. He was alone in the hospital ward with Juliet. Yes, I took the two examinations this year after preparing at the adult school. It was not easy at all. Going to the market and coming back to read under the bridge. But I was determined to take the two examinations and I did. To God be the glory. I passed and I'm now waiting for admission. It has always been my childhood's ambition to be a medical doctor, Juliet said. She was enjoying her conversation with the doctor. Since she came to the hospital, the doctor has always been there for her, even on days he was not on duty. Juliet was placed on 2 weeks of compulsory bed rest because the doctor said she could die if she stresses herself further with the high level of malaria in her body. Congratulations for passing the examination. I'm so proud of women like you. Which school did you choose as your first choice? The doctor asked with a smile. He admires Juliet greatly. He thinks Juliet is a beautiful young woman with a lot of courage. She fits into the kind of woman he would like to be with now and in the future. Juliet knows that the doctor likes her because he has continued to visit her hospital ward almost every hour. I chose University of Lagos, of course. It has to be UNILAG. I want to still have the opportunity to continue doing my business while going to school. Juliet said to the doctor, Do you know why I'm laughing at you? The doctor said while laughing very hard with a loud voice. No, why are you laughing? Juliet asked with embarrassment on her face. I'm laughing because you cannot be a medical school and be doing business. The chances of that kind of thing happening is completely zero. The workload in medical school is so high that you cannot combine it with any other thing. Besides, once you get there, you will realize the need to focus solely on your studies. If you are not focused, you will fail your examination and you will not be allowed to continue, the doctor said. Wow! Well, when I get to that bridge, I will cross it. But one way or the other, I have to be making money because I do not have a sponsor. If I fail to make money, I will not be able to pay the fees and I will be chased away from the school, Julia said. You can actually get a scholarship. I was watching TV and I heard the state government is giving scholarships to students who did well in adult schools. That means the government will pay for your education at the medical school if you get picked, the doctor tells Juliet. Yeah, I heard it too. It was announced in our school. They gave us the link to the application form. It is to be filled online, but I have not filled it. I don't have a phone to use and I don't know where to locate a cyber cafe, Juliet said. However, the doctor just used his phone to check for the application link on Google. He saw it and then helped Juliet to apply for the scholarship. I'm so grateful to you. But do you know I have not known your name? You have made my stay in this hospital so enjoyable, and I still don't know your name. Please, can you tell me? Juliet asked the doctor. My name is Dr. Emeka. There is actually something I want to tell you, Dr. Emeka said. He was looking directly into Juliet's eyes. What is it? Juliet asked. I actually like you. I mean, I have fallen in love with you. You are such a beautiful girl. And you are so courageous. Your story inspires me, and I would like to stay with you forever. Also, I want to make you an offer. Can you come and live with me? I will feed you, and I will help you achieve your dream of becoming a doctor. You can't continue to live in the street. You have tried so much, and it is time for you to rest for a while and let someone take care of you, Dr. Emeka said. He paused to wait for Juliet's response. Initially, Juliet was confused on whether to accept Dr. Emeka or not. She didn't know if she had anything to gain by having a boyfriend. Certainly, she was old enough to have a boyfriend, and she has actually been asked out by many men. She was still thinking that she needed to hustle and have her own money before she would accept to be in a romantic relationship with any man. One thing she hates is being treated like trash. She did not want to be in a position where she would be heartbroken in the future just because she gave her heart to a man. But Dr. Emeka seems to be different from all the other men who have asked me to be their girlfriend. The other ones are boys in the street, while Dr. Emeka is an established medical practitioner who already has a hospital. If I say yes to him, he will be in a position to help me to achieve my dream of becoming a medical doctor. I think I should say yes to him. But I don't know if he will still allow me to go out and hawk my water and soft drinks. He might be too ashamed to see his girlfriend hawking. Then that will mean that I will not be making money again. What am I going to be doing if I stop hawking? Is he going to open another business for me? I don't want to stop making money. I have to always have money in my bank account. I don't want to be without money, Julia said. She has been discharged from the hospital after she recovered from the malaria attack. She was back to the street where she was going to resume her business the next day. But Dr. Emeka has said he was going to come in the evening to pick her up so they could go to his house if she finally says yes. I don't know if I should refuse to follow him when he comes. I have not even said yes to him. I just told him I need a few hours to think about it. However, I must give him an answer when he comes in the evening. I have to quickly decide on what to say when he comes, Julia said to herself. If he comes in the evening, I will say yes to him. There is more to gain in being his girlfriend than there is to lose. He can support me in my quest to become a medical doctor. Even if he tells me not to come out and hawk again, I will agree. If I get that scholarship I applied for, then there will be no need for me to hawk again because I will not be paying school fees. Juliet said in her heart. She was under the flyover, thinking seriously and trying to figure out the next phase of her life. Later that evening, Dr. Emeka drove to the flyover. He came down from his car and went to meet Juliet where she was lying down and resting under the long bridge. When Dr. Emeka got there, he was offered a small wooden stool to sit on. "Good evening, doctor. I'm so glad you came as promised. I thought about your proposal and I decided I would accept you to be my boyfriend. You are such a wonderful person, and I hope being your girlfriend will bring me good things of life and not pain," Julia said happily. "I want to thank you specially for taking good care of me at the hospital. Besides, I was supposed to pay a lot of money as hospital bills, but I did not pay anything. You allowed me to go free of charge. You are such a good person," Julia said to Dr. Emeka. "Today is the happiest day of my life. Thank you so much for accepting to be my girlfriend. I have been dreaming of the day you will say yes to me. Since the day I met you, I've not been able to stop thinking about you because you are such an amazing young lady. You are hardworking, dedicated and resilient. You are not like the women who wait for men to give them money. You have worked so hard and it is time to allow me to help you. Without wasting more time, please, pack your things and enter the car. Let's go to my house," Dr. Emeka tells Juliet. "I will follow you gladly wherever you go. You are a good man. My heart accepts you completely and I hope you will bring me good fortune," Juliet said. She did not really have anything to pack. She did not have property under the bridge. It was only her bag of clothes that was there. She just lifted the bag and followed the doctor to the house. "There is another good thing I received. You remember the scholarship you applied for? Your application was successful. You will soon become a medical student in Unilag, and you don't have to pay any money. You are such a lucky woman," Dr. Emeka tells Juliet excitedly. "Are you joking or what? Is this an April Fool joke?" Juliet asks. At first, she was not excited because she suspected that Dr. Emeka was not telling her the truth. "It's not a joke. I have even printed the scholarship letter from the government. It was sent to my email this morning. You will be starting school as soon as they resume," Dr. Emeka said. "This is the greatest news I have ever received. So my dream of attending a medical school has finally come to pass. I will become the first university graduate in my family and the first medical doctor in my family and the happiest person on earth today," Julia said as she started crying due to too much joy. "I'm so happy for you," Dr. Emeka said. They had arrived to his street and he drove into his compound. Julia saw that Dr. Emeka owns a very large compound. "Is this your house?" Juliet asked. "Yes, of course. It's one of my houses actually. I have other houses in the city. You are welcome to my humble abode." "I'm so lucky I found a rich man," Juliet said happily. The house is so big that Juliet had a flat to herself. She arranged her things in a room and still had enough space. There was a big bed in the room, and it felt so soft when Juliet lay on it to sleep in the night. She slept off immediately she lay on the bed because it was so comfortable. It was a knock on the door that woke her up. She opened the door and saw that it was Dr. Emeka. "I was missing you and I was lonely. I have come so we can keep me company. Would you allow me to stay with you?" Dr. Emeka said. "Of course, come in," Juliet said. They slept on the same bed. After a while, Dr. Emeka started touching Juliet. "I have not done it before," Juliet said, but her resistance was not strong. Dr. Emeka knew she wants it. "Don't worry, you will like it. Can I go ahead?" Dr. Emeka said. "Yes," Juliet responded. So besties, what do you think will happen next? Remember Auntie Cheta? Do you think Kama will still meet Auntie Cheta? Watch out for the next episode. What will happen next? So lovers, what did you learn from this story? Kindly share with me your lessons in the comment section. Give the story a thumbs up and share the story with your loved ones also. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Bye!